Hello everyone, my name is Wynand Fourie. I'm a musician from Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm back with another React. I'm back from Poland, and I'm jumping back into reactions. I'm taking my time, easing into it. But today's one is a quite special one. It was a request made by Token himself. I received this message while I was in Poland on Instagram, and Token said, "Hey, I just wanted to say I really loved your reaction to my song with Ren. Really appreciate you taking the time to break it down the way you did. Big love." And I replied, "Hey man, it's a huge pleasure. I really love what you're doing. Your honesty shines through your music, and I love music that speaks truth. I did a reaction to your song, I Don't Belong Here, as well. Another powerful track that hit all the right notes. Thank you, Door the Music." Little typo there. To which Token replied, "Hell yeah, big love, dude. I gotta check that one out too. Really appreciate it, bro. I want to send you the early link to what I'm dropping next too. I think it'll be a great one to get your point of view on. Just please don't share with anyone till it drops." I was unfortunately not able to check it out early because I was in Poland and I didn't have any of my reaction gear with me. So I just replied, "Wow, I'm honored, man. I'm in Poland until mid-August, so I'm not doing any reactions at the moment, but please send through and I'll give it a proper analysis when I get back home." To which he said, "Hell yeah, enjoy Poland, man. Here it is." There's the link. I got it open right here. Now, I already know this is going to be a long reaction because I want to do it justice, like this is a personal request from Token, so of course I'm going to put in my best foot forward, so to speak. I want to react to the song firstly, and then I want to also go through the lyrics. I've got the lyrics open right here. And then I also want to do a little guitar improvisation jam over the song at the end. But also this is kind of crazy. So just the first frame of this video, okay, it reads, My grandma's name was Shirley. She passed away a few weeks before my birthday. I wrote this song the day I found out. This is nuts, okay, because the whole reason I was in Poland, okay, was to check out these theater productions that I co-wrote and produced the music for. Over the last 8 years, I've been producing music for these theater productions that have been performed in the States and also in Poland. And I've never gotten to see them live, and there was a possibility that this year could have been the last, and the person who composed the music and co-produced it with me, his name is Premananda Kirtandas. He wanted me to come and see the plays, all this hard work we've put in. He wanted me to see it live, and my favorite play that we produced music for, and I think it's our magnum opus, so to speak, is a play called The Song of Grace. And it's literally a play and a musical about a girl dealing with her grandmother passing away. So this is really like profound, and the universe is really funny like this. So this has been on my mind a lot. All my grandparents have passed away, so I definitely have that feeling fresh within me. Not fresh, but like, it's there. It always sticks with you, that kind of grief. Grief is a funny thing. Anyway, so I do want to check this out. This is going to be the first time I'm hearing this, and at the end, I think I'm going to read a piece of this play for you, Token, if you're watching this, because I think the play itself is quite profound, but there's also like some profound messages in there, especially the conversation the grandmother has with her granddaughter, who's a violinist, a musician. It's really profound, and I think maybe it'll, add something to the grief, like a way to deal with the grief or something. Anyway, let's get into this. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for listening to me, and let's check this out together. All right, boom.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing I don't change about me is wishing I change even more.
Man.
am I waiting for?
My grandma said I wanna visit you to get that LA view, but I might die before I ever get the chance to. I found a subject I could change to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth. But I wish I gave her honesty. I know losing memories is frustrating beyond belief, and every day there's a new body part to let a doctor see. But all that aside, how do you say that so casually?
Man.
What does death mean to you? All your friends dying, does it bring stress to you? Do you think about it? Like, will it hurt at all? When will my whole life be compressed into a phone call? Like, yeah, she's gone. I wanna make her last years be a gift from God, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
Oh man,
I change how I look.
it's funny how ahead you are, but you're always too late. What's the thing?
Too late. I be a gift from God, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're always too late. Or
No matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
you're too late.
I change how I
Damn,
look,
bro.
how I talk, how I act. I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for?
I used to have reoccurring dreams about death, so ever since you brought it up, I've been sleeping less. I know what you gon' say, I'm too young to be going through it, but can I ask you some questions as the closest one to it? You so open about it, so I'm curious. Do you think an afterlife will be luxurious? Do you think it'll treat you as good as Jersey did? Do you think you'll see your husband? I'm just trying to picture what it's like to be you. 3 kids, 5 grandchildren, all come from you. Maybe because of us, your life has a different meaning and a view, and you're happy to live, but you don't have to. I just can't relate. My life is everything and I'm trying to make it great, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
Damn, bro.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more. I'm no longer yours.
Damn, bro.
Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for?
On our phone call, you tensed up when you mentioned death. It still bothered me, cause I want you to be content. It was the middle of the night, I guess that's what most happened. Did you find contentment or not even know what happened? The questions I don't have any answers to upset me, until I realize they're not meant to be. Maybe that's what's beautiful about the rollout. Grandma Tuesday, I'ma be crying my soul out. My birthday's coming up, and even if you lived past it, I still change the subject every time you hinted at it. Cause I'm not even supposed to know till I'm supposed to know. And until I'm supposed to know, I'll be hoping I don't.
Damn.
I'll be hoping I don't. I wish I did more for you, but I know it's a losing game. I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
It's funny how she's man.
I don't give a... If you say it one more time, I'm gonna slap you. I mean, your mother distraught. So the character is...
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What are you waiting for?
Oh man. Yeah, man. Damn. That's powerful. That's a powerful track. And what a powerful music video as well. Just grandparents and their grandchildren sharing moments. And it is kind of, and I went through this myself, you know. Sorry, move the camera. Like, I lived with my grandparents for like 2 years, you know, when I was a kid, because my family was in another country. I went to school in South Africa in a town called Stellenbosch, and I was living with my grandparents who had a house there. So in a way, they also raised me, like they raised a part of me, And it's funny, like that version of yourself, you know, when you're a kid and you're with your grandparents, it's like there's such an innocence there and such a wholesomeness there. And then as you get older, you know, you start drifting away from that version of yourself, and you start you may be becoming a bit rebellious, or you lose touch with, you know, your inner child, and maybe you start experimenting with alcohol and drugs, like I did, and you just change, you know, and you there's a part of you that just feels like you can't be yourself around your grandparents, because there's maybe like a sense of shame or a sense of I don't know, guilt around it, and then you realize, you know, they don't have a lot of time left, and you start thinking about these things, and it's like it's usually the first grief we face is a grandparent, you know, and it really faces us with the like some big questions, you know, like what happens when we die, like how do we deal with it, and all these things, and what do people mean to us, and what is the impact that someone has on your life, and how does that carry on when they've gone, you know, like into the next state of existence. It's really profound, really, really cool song. Thanks, Token, for that. Let's read through the lyrics. Maybe we can listen to it and read. It's going to be a long video, guys, but I think it deserves some attention. Let's go. It's powerful stuff. Let's go. All right.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What am I waiting for?
My grandma said I was.
So I think, like, you know, this hook, I changed how I look, how I talk, how I act. I changed even more, I'm no longer yours. You know, like yours, and it's kind of like the version I was when I was with you for a lot of time, you know, like the version I was, the innocence, the child, the inner child. Only thing I don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. So like the only consistent thing is change, right? Like the only consistent thing in life is change. What am I waiting for? So maybe this line reads to like, what am I waiting for? Like maybe it's like telling the people close to you that you love them, or like to be honest with the people close to you, with family members, even if you think they, you know, they won't be able to handle the version of you that you are right now. The funny thing is, like grandparents, you know, when you get to that age, like they understand, man. I think there's like a deep understanding about like life and change, and because they've gone through it more than any of us. And if you've reached that age where you're kind of at the end of your life, you can look back and you know, love all the versions of someone that you love, because you understand. My grandma said, I want to visit you to get that LA view, but I might die before I ever get the chance to. I found a subject I could change to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth. But I wish I gave her honesty. I know losing memories is frustrating beyond belief. Damn, bro, it's like dementia kicking in. The grandmother was trying to make plans to see him because, you know, she felt like she might be at the end of her line. You know, I found subject I could change to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth. So maybe he was avoiding to see her because he was feeling like she wouldn't like the version of him that he is now or something.
Wanna visit you to get that LA view, but I might die before I ever get the chance to. I found a subject I could change to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth. But I wish I gave her honesty. I know losing memories is frustrating beyond belief, and every day there's a new body part to let a doctor see. But all that aside, how do you say that so casually?
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you get to this part of your life, your body is just it's starts to give in, and you know, it's constant like doctor visits, and your mind also starts to go. Like if you're, it's a common thing. I mean, not everyone has that, like dementia or Alzheimer's, but it's a common thing when your mind starts to kind of degrade. And there's some powerful stuff in this play and the script that I'm gonna read at the end of this reaction that I think would really really hold a lot of value to anyone who's going through this. So token, if you watching this, please stay till the end and listen to this script, because I think it's very profound. All right, so let's continue.
What does death mean to you? All your friends dying, does it bring stress to you? Do you think about it? Like, will it hurt at all? When will my whole life be compressed into a phone call? Like, yeah, she's gone. I wanna make her last years be a gift from God, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
This man is hit so hard. When will my whole life be compressed into a phone call? Like, yeah, she's gone. My whole life compressed into, like, he got a call, his grandmother has passed. Like, yeah, she's gone. I want to make her last years be a gift from God. Like, he was like always planning to go see her and to go visit and to find out more about her life and to, you know, like to spend this last time with her. But it's a losing game because I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late. And it's like, and I think that ties back to what am I waiting for? You know, like we need to make time for the people, especially if they're, you know, closer to the end of their life. We need to make time for those people in our lives. And yeah, but it's also, you know, I think you also can't be like too critical and hard on yourself. You know, like life happens, life gets busy, and grandparents understand, man. I think if anything, they understand. So don't be too hard on yourself. Then we go back to the chorus.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for?
I used to have reoccurring dreams about death, so ever since you brought it up, I've been sleeping less. I know what you gon' say, I'm too young to be going through it, but can I ask you some questions as the closest one to it? You so open about it, so I'm curious. Do you think an afterlife will be luxurious? Do you think it'll treat you as good as Jersey did? Do you think you'll see your husband? I'm just trying to picture what it's like to be you. 3 kids, 5 grandchildren, all come from you. Maybe because of us, your life has a different meaning and a view, and you're happy to live, but you don't have to. I just can't relate. My life is everything and I'm trying to make it great, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
Damn, man. What a verse. I used to have reoccurring dreams about death, so ever since you brought it up, I've been sleeping less. I know what you're gonna say. I'm too young to be going through it. Like, I went through this similar thing with my grandparents. My grandparents passed away quite young. I think I was 18 when my grandfather passed, and I think I was 21 when my grandmother passed. And you know, like, I started smoking weed when I was like 18, and I started thinking about death and all these things, and I would have conversations with my grandparents about it. And yeah, it's interesting, like their take on it. And like my grandparents are very Christian, So obviously they had that kind of perspective on it, and at the time I was still like I was exploring like spirituality and religion and all these things, and so I couldn't really bring that up because I think again, this is a part of you, it's like the changing part of you, because I grew up Christian and I grew up in their house, so we would go to church like every Sunday. So that was like a part of me that they knew, and that I felt like I couldn't share that part, the part that changed, with them, because I thought they wouldn't understand. But I think now, looking back, I think they would have understood, the questions, the questions about like fate and all these things. So yeah, it's interesting, man. Have conversations with your grandparents if you still have them, if you're lucky enough to still have grandparents. Like they might surprise you, they might surprise you. Maybe because of us, your life I started in the middle here. I know what you're gonna say, too young to be going through it, but can I ask you some questions as the closest one to it, the closest one to death? You so open about it, so I'm curious, do you think an afterlife will be luxurious? Do you think it'll treat you as good as Jersey did? Do you think you'll see your husband? I'm trying to picture what it's like to be you, 3 kids, 5 grandchildren's, all came from you. Maybe because of us, your life has a different meaning and a view, and you're happy to live, but you don't have to. I just can't relate. My life is everything, and I'm trying to make it great, but it's a losing game because I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late. So it's... Yeah, I think he's really like highlighting the difference of like... This is so crazy, man, because like this is all kind of in that play that I was talking about. But he's talking about like the different perspectives of like being a young person and having your whole life ahead of you, and being an old person having your whole life behind you, and the different perspectives that creates on life, and how it is hard to relate when you're still in the beginning and you're still trying to make your life great, and you're still like, you have all these dreams and all these hopes, and then you have someone who's gone through it and who's reached the end, and there's many ways you can approach death, but I think it sounds like his grandmother was very wise and content with her life, and very much proud of what she's accomplished, but also what her children and grandchildren are accomplishing. I don't know, I'm getting that sense. Not that he's saying that directly, but I'm getting that kind of vibe.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing I don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What am I waiting for?
On our phone call, you tensed up when you mentioned death. It still bothered me, cause I want you to be content. It was the middle of the night, I guess that's what most happened. Did you find contentment or not even know what happened? The questions I don't have any answers to upset me, until I realize they're not meant to be. Maybe that's what's beautiful about the rollout. Grandma Tuesday, I'ma be crying my soul out. My birthday's coming up, and even if you lived past it, I still change the subject every time you hinted at it. Cause I'm not even supposed to know till I'm supposed to know. And until I'm supposed to know, I'll be hoping I don't. I wish I did more for you, but I know it's a losing game. I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
What is the purpose of living? The purpose is to say,
Damn, bro. Writing this on the day you found out your grandmother passed. That's also it's the power of art, right? Like it's therapeutic. It's like it's getting it out onto paper. It's getting it out into music. It really helps carry the weight of something, like a feeling or emotion or a circumstance that you're going through. Like if you write it down or you create art from it, it's almost like you're sharing the weight of of that feeling with the art, and it helps to carry it, you know. It like stores it into this like physical thing. It's almost like a little pocket dimension of feelings, and then you don't have to carry it all yourself. It's interesting.
So the character is
I change how I look.
What is the purpose of this? The purpose is to say, I don't give a fuck. Can you say it one more time? I could have slapped you. I'm your mother. I'm destroyed. So the character is
How I talk, how I act, I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more.
oh man.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act, I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more.
What
are you waiting
for?
for?
What are you waiting for? Does he say, what am I waiting for in the... Yeah, okay, what are you waiting for? Wow. So I think here he's kind of talking to the audience, maybe people who still have grandparents, like, what are you waiting for? Just go and spend some time with the grandparents, man. All right, that was powerful. Really, really cool. I want to play some guitar over this to kind of honor the music. I hope that's okay. And then after the guitaring, I'm gonna read a piece of the script that from one of the theater productions that was in Poland. The theater production is called The Song of Grace, and I think it's gonna be it's really profound piece of art, and I think the conversation between the grandmother and the granddaughter in the hospital as she's about to pass away is really profound, and it might hold some meaning to someone who's going through this kind of grief. So stick around for that if you're interested. Token, I think you should stick around for that. If you don't want to watch me jam over your song, that's also fine. You can skip on. I'll leave the chapters in the this little red line. Will have some chapters so you can see where what happens. Okay, let's jam over this song. Stop rambling.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act, I change even more. I'm no longer yours.
Okay, just gotta figure out.
Only thing I do.
I'm gonna figure out what key he's playing in. I think he's like in a G sharp major. Let's see.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act, I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What am I waiting for?
My grandma said I wanna visit you to get that LA view, but I might die before I ever get the chance to. I found a subject I could change to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth. But I wish I gave her honesty. I know losing memories is frustrating beyond belief, and every day there's a new body part to let a doctor see. But all that aside, how do you say that so casually? What does death mean to you? All your friends dying, does it bring stress to you? Do you think about it? Like, will it hurt at all? When will my whole life be compressed into a phone call? Like, yeah, she's gone. I wanna make her last years be a gift from God, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act, I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What am I I waiting for?
I used to have reoccurring dreams about death. So ever since you brought it up, I've been sleeping less. I know what you gon' say, I'm too young to be going through it. But can I ask you some questions as the closest one to it? You're so open about it, so I'm curious. Do you think an afterlife will be luxurious? Do you think it'll treat you as good as Jersey did? Do you think you'll see your husband? I'm just trying to picture what it's like to be you. 3 kids, 5 grandchildren, all come from you. Maybe because of us, your life has a different meaning and a view. And you're happy to live, but you don't have to. I just can't relate. My life is everything and I'm trying to make it great. But it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What am I waiting for?
On our phone call, you tensed up when you mentioned death. It still bothered me cause I want you to be content. It was the middle of the night, I guess that's what most happened. Did you find contentment or not even know what happened? The questions I don't have any answers to upset me, until I realize they're not meant to be. Maybe that's what's beautiful about the rollout. Grandma Tuesday, I'ma be crying my soul out. My birthday's coming up and even if you lived past it, I still change the subject every time you hinted at it. Cause I'm not even supposed to know till I'm supposed to know. And until I'm supposed to know, I'll be hoping I don't. I'll be hoping I don't. I wish I did more for you, but I know it's a losing game. I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
What is the purpose of this? Purpose is to say, I don't give a... Can you say it one more time? I'm gonna slap you. I'm your mother of the so the character is...
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What are you waiting for?
That was powerful, man. Damn. What a vibe. Thanks, guys. Sorry, this cable is pulling on my camera. Damn. Thank you, Token, for asking me to react to this. That was really cool. Really enjoyed that jam as well. I felt like I was saying, feeling a lot and letting it out in the music, which is always the kind of the way I like to express myself, I guess. So thanks for giving me an avenue to express myself. And yeah, grandparents, like I do feel like there's a lot of regret in this song, like maybe regret for not spending enough time. And maybe I'll tell this story. It's getting reaction's getting long, but it's okay. So when my grandfather passed, he was quite sick for a while, and it was kind of, I was 18 years old, and I was just like kind of getting into my party phase, and I actually drank a lot this one night. I was like drinking a lot with a friend, and I was really sick the next day, and I got the phone call from my mother saying that like grandfather is on his last, he's about to pass, the doctor says he's about to pass and we need to go say goodbye. And they came and fetched me, but I was so sick. I told them I had like the flu or something. I was like throwing up, but really I was hungover, and it got to the point where I couldn't even like go to my grandfather, to the side of his bed to kind of say 'Cause I was just laying sick in a bed somewhere, and I felt a lot of shame because of that for a long time. And 2.5 years later, my grandmother also passed, and I kept carrying this shame with me, like damn, like I could have said goodbye, like I should have done this, I should have been different, I should have been better. And then it's so weird, because like I think as we pass from this life, our energy continues, and there was this moment, there was a dream actually, and I'm 100% convinced that they visited me in this dream. Basically, in the dream, I was at a family, like a family lunch, right? Like we were all sitting together, and in the dream, my grandparents had already passed, right? So I was in this dream, family lunch, and it was like one of those normal dreams where you're just like kind of talking to your family and you're eating food. And after lunch, I did what I usually do after lunch and take a nap on the couch. So I went to sleep in my dream, and I went deeper into my dream state, and in this dream, within a dream, I was in this big kind of like black empty void, right? I was just kind of standing there, and it was just like empty black void. And then I see these two glowing figures, and it was my grandparents, and they walk towards me, and I look at my grandfather, and I tell him, I'm sorry, I wasn't there for when you passed. I feel so ashamed. And they didn't say anything. They just hugged me. Both of them just hugged me and held me, and I felt this enormous sense of love and pride and just like unexplainable love, and and then as they held me, they both turned into light, in my arms, and that light just kind of like dissipated, and it was like them saying, like, we love you, we're proud of you, it's okay to let go of the shame, that you feel. And it was one of the most powerful things that I've ever experienced. I woke up within the dream, and then I woke up for real, and I was like, wow, man, I just felt this like weight like lifted off my shoulders, and it was really, really incredible. So I do think, the people we lose stay with us in a way. But yeah, I wanna read a piece of this theater production. Like, I literally just downloaded the scripts for these plays, which is crazy. So this, to give you some context, this is basically, so this is a girl, her name is Maya, and her grandmother. So the play begins where the girl is very young, and she really wants to become like the greatest violin player ever. She has this dream to become a violinist, and the grandmother is really encouraging and telling her that she's going to be at her concerts when she's all grown up and she's fulfilled her dream. And Maya is questioning whether or not she has the it factor, and like the special spark. And the grandmother tells her that the it factor is truth, like being true to yourself and being true to your dream. And it's such a beautiful story. And this part of the play I'm going to read is when Maya is a bit older. She's studying, and she's studying music, and she just got a phone call from the hospital. Her grandmother's in the hospital, and she's very sick, and yeah. So this is Maya entering the hospital room, and let's see, where is this part? Okay, so basically, Maya comes in, and the grandmother says, "You've brought your instrument, I see. Have you come to play me one last song?" So Maya enters with her instrument. She's coming straight from school, right? And Maya says, if you wouldn't be quitting, it wouldn't be the last. Grandmother is hurt, adjusts her teacup, girl sits down. So Maya says, why are you giving up? Why won't you fight this? Maya says again, this doesn't have to be it. There must be something we haven't tried. Somewhere out there must be a cure, something. And grandmother says, a cure for death? Maya says, well, no, but maybe to give you a few months or even years. Then grandmother says, Maya, what is the secret to the perfect brew of tea? Really, Nana? I don't know. Good tea leaves? Grandmother says, yes, that too. But even the best tea leaves, if steeped for too long, only become bitter. Sensitivity regards when the steep is done. My steep is done here, child, and I know that can be daunting, but you see, things look very different from where I'm sitting. Then this really like epic instrumental cinematic piece begins, and there's this whole like dance of the soul. Like it's really beautiful. And grandma like then throughout this dance lays these truth bombs, man. It's like really, really powerful. She says, you see, my dear Maya, those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor anyone, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from childhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. That which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. She has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. The soul is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, and primeval. We are not slain when the body is slain. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe her as amazing, and some hear her as amazing, while others, even after hearing about her, cannot understand her at all. But the soul is never slain when the body is slain. It's beautiful, man. Then Maya says, but we had a plan. Like Maya's struggling to accept this, right? She's like, we had a plan. We were supposed to do this together. You made me believe in myself. You made me believe in us. But it was all just sandcastle dreams waiting to be washed away by the waves of time. Damn, Maya. Then grandmother says, listen here, young lady. This is not the end. It is but a transition between chapters of existence. And Maya says, this might not be the end for you, but what about me? The soul may never die, but you're still leaving me. What will I do without you? And grandmother says, you are afraid that you can't go on without your Nana? My dear, like floating leaves on a river, we have been brought together and separated since the morning of time. This life I was your Nana. Perhaps in the past you were mine. Maya says, but why love anyone or anything if it will all be taken away and you'll be left alone with nothing? It seems so pointless, full of suffering and pain. Grandma says, no, Maya, we are not left with nothing. You said it yourself. We had a plan. I remember a young girl determined in her mission who decided that she needed to realize one thing. Do you remember what that was? And Maya says, the truth. I wanted to realize the truth. Yes, the plan was never to stay here forever. Your path is music. There is no need to change that. Don't settle to be a great musician. Strive to be an exponent of truth. Let your music be your medium. Damn, man, it's so cool. Grandma says, the truth is, Maya, that the natural state of the spirit is to be joyful. and forgetfulness of the soul is what binds us. It is a long journey from forgetfulness to self-realization, a journey that can take us through difficult places. But on this journey there is no loss or diminution. And what guides us on this path is grace. We forgot our past and struggle to see our future, but within our hearts resides the eternal witness, our soul, the spirits. But within our heart resides the eternal witness, our constant companion, traveling with us life after life. It is he who remembers all the steps we take, he who hears all the notes we play, and it is he who sings the song of grace. The songs of this world have their beginning and end, Maya, but the song of grace is beyond the reach of time. That is the secret to our beautiful plan. Play your violin, Maya, because we'll always be listening. Like, isn't that beautiful? Like, to think that everyone who's left us or who's left this world are still there, they're still listening, and I feel like that dream I had of my grandparents, that was like, their energy and their spirits like visiting me and letting me know it's okay to let go. And yeah, it's just powerful, man. Like, wow, it's crazy how this all kind of tied together, but yeah, thank you for indulging me. I can show you guys if you're interested. Just like, we made a little trailer from the content that we shot on this trip. This was a trailer for that play, so I can show you a little bit of what it looks like. Let's check it out. Let's check it out together. Grandmother. Damn, bro.
Can you hear the song of grace?
And so this is after Maya. This is after the grandmother had passed, and Maya held one of the biggest concerts of her life. Performing a song that her grandmother used to sing to her when she was a child, and then she, like, the spirit of the grandmother comes on stage and drops this feather. It's almost like a bird dropping a feather, and Maya feels the presence of her grandmother, like embracing her and loving her. It's really beautiful. And then moving into the light, it's like crazy, man. Like, this is literally something I experienced in a dream. And music is her, like her path in life. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. Art is a beautiful thing. Damn, guys, that was quite a journey. If you made it this far, thank you for sticking around. I'm going on like an hour of reacting to this song, but yeah, it's really relevant, and I think really powerful. Thank you, Token, for sparking this and for highlighting how important it is to spend time with our grandparents and to learn from our grandparents and the people with the wisdom, man. They're wise. Like, let's learn from each other. Yeah, anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Thanks, guys, for coming. Thanks for watching. And if you're still lucky enough to have grandparents, go tell them that you love them. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next reaction. Okay, bye-bye.